Tell me, what do you get when you cross some mentally ill loner with a society who abandons him? Oh wait, wrong movie. What do you get when you cross Platoon with Jurassic Park and throw in a bit of Stranger Things for good measure? Well, in this case you end up with Primitive War, one of the most enjoyably bonkers movies I've seen this year. A low-budget indie film punching way above its weight with extravagant CGI and big bombastic fight scenes that knows exactly what it is and does something practically unheard of these days. It has fun with its premise and it invites you, the audience, to have a bit of fun along with it. And rather than talk about the latest piece of bloated, unimaginative, overpriced Hollywood slop, that'll come tomorrow, I thought to myself, why not cover something a bit more niche for a change? So saddle up, you limp dick motherfuckers, because there's more than just Charlie out there waiting for us. Primitive War is set in Vietnam in the late 1960s and follows an elite special forces team known as Vulture Squad, the kind of guys who take on the missions that nobody else has the balls to try. If you have a problem and no one else can help, and if you can find them, maybe you can hire. Ah shit, wrong movie again. Anyway, Vulture Squad are just back from spreading democracy through the medium of hot lead and napalm when they're handed a new mission by their commanding officer, Jericho. Really? A Green Beret unit has disappeared in a remote valley deep behind enemy lines. Their objective is to go in, rescue any survivors and, report anything unusual they find.
What the fuck did I just hear?
Anyone else get the feeling they're not being told the full story here? Anyway, so Vulture Squad heads into the valley and it's not long before they encounter hostile action. But it's not Charlie they have to worry about, it's prehistoric dinosaurs.
Right.
Yeah, sure, okay. Before you can wonder what the fuck is even going on, the squad's been split up and forced to fight for their lives. Their only hope of rescue is to fight their way to a remote research station marked on their map, but it's not gonna be easy. Not only do they have to contend with giant lizards out to eat their faces, but a rogue Russian scientist and a small army of enemy troops determined to cover up the dangerous experiments they've been doing. Now, if this all sounds like the plot for a goofy B-movie or a Sci-Fi Channel original from the early 2000s, then my answer to you is, yeah, it is. And Primitive War is not about to apologise to anyone for that. Nor should it, in fact. It knows exactly what it is and who it's made for, and it's happy to just have fun with its goofy premise. Dinosaurs versus the US Army, mad scientists and interdimensional portals, instead of trying to be some pretentious, self-important piece of art house cinema. And for a movie made on a budget of a few $1 million, it's actually pretty fucking impressive what they were able to accomplish with this one. There's just as many effects shots as the biggest Jurassic World movies, and yeah, clearly the CGI isn't on the same level as a film with 20 or 30 times the budget, but it more than does the job. Also, it's nice to see dinosaurs accurately depicted on screen for once, feathers and all. Some of the battle scenes are actually pretty decent, making good use of the claustrophobic Vietnam setting and the weapons and technology of the time, and it definitely doesn't scrimp on the blood and guts either. Characters literally get blown up and torn limb for limb in this one. And it's awesome. Much like Dog Soldiers from like 20 years ago, it takes itself just seriously enough that you can get invested in the more dramatic moments, but otherwise it's pretty content to indulge in the dark humour, wacky premise and hammy acting. And because of that, it's actually more entertaining than creatively bankrupt, corporatized slop like Jurassic Worlds. I mean, it's not perfect, of course. At 2 hours and 15 minutes, it's pretty fucking long, and a lot of that runtime is wasted on drawn-out montages, long travelling scenes, and conversations that tend to repeat stuff we already know. There's a few too many characters crammed in and not enough space to develop them all, and one or two are introduced so late in the game that they feel like they just kinda spawned in out of nowhere. A lot of conversations are frustratingly circular, eating up a lot of screen time without really accomplishing anything, and as for the performances, well, let's just say you can tell who's taking it seriously and who's just happy to be there. A shorter, leaner movie with a tighter cast and a more focused storyline probably would have made for a better experience overall. Ultimately though, watching Primitive War really felt like a pleasant throwback to all those slightly cheesy but earnest B-movies and low-budget Sci-Fi Channel originals that I grew up on. Movies with big ambitions that clearly lacked the budget and resources to properly realise them, but said, fuck it, we're just doing it anyway. There's a market for guilty pleasures like this, for unpretentious movies where you can just switch your brain off and have a bit of fun for 2 hours, and I think audiences and filmmakers are beginning to realise that. I don't need every movie to be some spectacular big budget Oscar winner, I just need it to entertain me, and I think Primitive War did the job just fine. Anyway, that's all I've got for today. Go away now.